A Natural Resources Committee has been meeting in recent weeks with Chuck Schumer to try to come to terms on a slimmed-down reconciliation bill. Manchin has been convening a bipartisan group to discuss a potential energy and climate bill. A Manchin spokesperson said the West Virginia Democrat continues to work with his bipartisan colleagues to find solutions that address our nation's climate and energy needs. The Council of Economic Advisors has actually told CNBC that the Build Back Better bill was smart economic policy during a discussion about inflation and whether a recession was inevitable. She said she was on board with the administration's original claims that inflation was only transitory and is going to last and won't last forever. President Biden told reporters that there was nothing inevitable about a recession, and the Council of Economic Advisors chair further added that Biden was focusing on lowering gas prices in the short term. Folks, we have a ton of news about the fourth stimulus check, Social Security benefits, SSI and SSDI. If you have any questions about this, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Stimulus programs are going to be approved very soon, and will stimulus checks be automatically deposited? Well, the bad news is that inflation just keeps coming. At more than 9% year on year, it has not been this high since 1980. There have also never been so many inflation surprises, where the data have come in higher than economists have forecast. This in turn is taking a heavy toll on the economy and financial markets. Central banks are raising interest rates, crushing equities, and consumer confidence in many places is lower than ever. But with paychecks stretched, budgets strained, and interest rate on the rise, there is still government help available. Temporary assistance for needy families is a major public assistance program that's federally funded and run by the states. How much you receive depends on the state. In Oklahoma, the max amount for an adult and 2 children can receive through cash assistance program is around $300 a month. A family of 3 in Washington state, assuming they have no other income, will get about $650 a month. If you're unable to pay your rent or utilities and believe you're in danger of eviction, the U.S. Treasury's Emergency Rental Assistance Program may also help. The program began back in the early days of the crisis and is still operating in many states. And now New Jersey is opening a state rental assistance lottery for nearly 2 weeks in July for low-income elderly residents and people. And also, if you're struggling to pay your heating or cooling costs, there is another program that could help. The Department of Health and Human Services oversees the Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Program, although each state decides whether a household is eligible for a cash grant. But anyone who is already enrolled in a program like SNAP has a chance of being automatically eligible. The first 2 stimulus checks have come and gone, everybody, but a third EIP payment worth $1,400 is still up for grabs if you haven't received it yet.
In the last week or so, we've seen hedge funds, crypto lenders pursuing, or at least reportedly pursuing, bankruptcy processes. Others in the ecosystem potentially pursuing fire sales. The fallout from the crypto collapse appears to be here. My question to you, though, is what inning of pain do you think we are in? Is this just kind of all that's going to happen and then things will rebound, or do you think there's more fallout to come?
Yeah, great question. I think that at least in the centralized organization space, there's potential for the unknown due to the lack of transparency. But that's not too dissimilar from the TradFi markets. So I think there is the possibility to see additional insolvencies trickle out as the dust settles, but it seems that we found some stability. You contrast that with the DeFi space, and you start to look at the on-chain lending world, where ETH-backed loans are in a much healthier spot. The concentration of liquidation for Ethereum-backed loans is somewhere in the range of $600 to $700 for Ethereum price right now, which is in a fairly healthy spot. It's about 40% lower than where prices are today. So what the important point to remember, though, is that these lessons are lessons that we've learned from the TradFi markets. Just like DRW, our parent company, took down some of the Lehman portfolios during their bankruptcy, we're seeing market participants recognizing Cumberland's ability to liquidate the collateral that they have. And as a result of having that liquidity backstop, the market just starts to become more confident in its ability to weather the storm and find that baseline. So while we might still be kind of in the midst of, say, inning 7 or 8 of this, it seems like there's light at the end of the tunnel. And the market's learned the lessons that it needs to learn and is starting to manage risk appropriately.